everyone, and welcome to This Week at Shrouded, episode 94. Woo! I'm your host, A Greener. Tonight we got Dunk and Mr. Wrecked with us. Thanks for being here.
Good evening, good morning, and good night.
He's leaving already. We got a great show for you today. We're going to talk a little bit about Game to Give and our first day of fundraising. We're going to talk about the Heresy Crucible updates, along with some nonsense in the TWID this week. It has been a busy week for blogs, a lot of words to read, and a lot of prepping for charity. So I didn't read as much as I was supposed to. I'll be completely honest. In fact, I don't really know much about any of the Crucible updates. Man, I was busy. All right, it takes a lot to prep for those streams, but it was totally worth it. We'll first talk about that just quickly. Game to Give launched yesterday on January 23rd at midnight Pacific time, which was 4 o'clock my time. And I actually got up at 4 o'clock in the morning to publish my campaign, so it would be available the second that it went live. And I'm pretty sure I don't know if I pinged out at 4 o'clock in the morning, but I definitely said, I probably did too. I want to check. Did I ping out at 4 a.m. to people? I did. 4:16 a.m. on the 23rd. I said, Game to Give campaign is live. Go get your goodies. I wanted to get a jump on it. Last year, we lost a bunch of donations because I wasn't, I don't know if we lost a bunch of donations, but I wasn't entirely convinced that I wanted to run that campaign because we had just finished Extra Life. And we weren't featured or anything. So I was just like, but then I got really excited for it for some reason, all of a sudden. And then we launched like 18 hours late and a bunch of people had already donated from Shrouded. So I wanted to make sure that didn't happen this year. So I was very, 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 I brought that information forward early, let everyone know that we would be fundraising for it, and got all those links out there early, did a bunch of marketing, I guess, for it. Anyway, our first 24 hours were an absolute success, raising just under $12,000 for the Bungie Foundation and Game to Give. And we're going to keep going for the next 2 weeks. We may even have more streams. I'm in the middle of negotiating with some people that were with us last night about doing another one. But they are scarred for life from the stream because we had to do Last Wish with no equipment 3 times in a row. But I've got 2 of them to agree to it so far, so we'll see what happens if another stream happens that's dedicated directly to Game to Give. And so last year in total, we only raised about just over $10,000 in a 3-week span. We've already beat that goal. I'm gonna have to get a tattoo, another one, a third one for fundraising. I don't know why I keep doing this to myself or keep agreeing to it, but I do. So here we are. And I don't know. So there you have it. I'll put the link to donate down in the description in YouTube for anybody watching this on YouTube. If you're watching this live on Twitch, the link to donate is right there. You can get this awesome hoodie and donate to charity. Live stream the tattoo going. I'm thinking I'm just gonna get it like a heart right here, right? That makes sense. Yeah.
Not a bad place to get a tattoo. My brother's gotten a couple on his chest, and he says they are not particularly painful there.
Yeah, unless it's on your nipple, which I'm not doing. Anyway, people keep asking me to live stream it. I don't think my artist allows that. So I'd have to go and find another artist to live stream. I don't know why you guys want to watch me like with my shirt off, getting a tattoo, but my wife's all about it too. She's like, you should live stream it. You should live stream it. You should live stream it. While wearing, oh, sorry, I read chat, but chat said while wearing the B onesie. I don't know what that's all about, but I'm not going into public with a B onesie to get a tattoo.
We'll get a tattoo on your chest while you're in your Sailor Moon cosplay.
Oh man, that'd be wild.
Oh, yes.
And then live stream that on the other site that you have a joke account on.
OnlyFans. We can say it. It's allowed. Nobody watches this on YouTube anyway. So
it's not like there's any nudity over there anyhow.
Not on our account. Yes, before we get started any further, we're going to announce our weekly giveaway winners. If you're not aware, we do a weekly silver giveaway and a weekly SGC T-shirt giveaway. You can purchase tickets for this giveaway with loyalty points earned inside the Shrouded Gaming Discord. So head on over to shroudedgaming.com/Discord if you're not already there to learn on how you can win some free loot. Our winners this week for 2,300 silver is Sunberrrrrrr. And the SGC T-shirt this week goes to rrkpbender. Congratulations to you two for winning. Your names will be in the description below, but just DM a greener in the Discord for your prize. Congratulations to you two. Enjoy your loot. All right. We're going to continue moving forward. I think we've talked as much about Game to Give as we have to. I just want to say thanks to the community. Thanks to everybody that donated. Thanks to anybody who donates again for the first time in the next 2 weeks. We'll see how high we get this year. We're in uncharted territory right now. We got a notification from Tiltify yesterday. They're going to be sending us a new pin that says we've raised over 25,000, which is really cool. Overall, I did the math earlier today. So all the Extra Life and all the Bungie Foundation stuff has put us at approximately $58,000 raised for charity over the last few years, which is pretty incredible, I think. I don't know. 58,000. I'm sure we're going to hit 60,000 before the end of this campaign, if not even higher, which is pretty wild. Never would have imagined that I could personally raise that much money for charity. So it's pretty weird. It's surreal sometimes. So thanks to all you guys. You guys are the ones doing it. I'm just putting on a stupid show of stupidness. You're giving the money to the children. So keep it up. Let's get into some Destiny news.
Okay.
Bum, bum, bum. All right, Crucible updates. Heresy Crucible updates.
That's fine.
Let's just
start there.
Yeah, it'll be the most of the show, I think, anyway. Because this is a big fucking list. Why don't you go ahead and take it away?
Let's talk about Trials first and the changes that are coming to Trials.
Sure.
So the main change that's going to happen to Trials, Bungie has recognized that casual players, lower skilled players, average players, they're not really playing Trials right now. And so they intend to do something about it. To that end, they are completely restructuring how Trials passages work. There's going to be 2 passages that you can purchase. There's either the Lighthouse passage, which is more closely resembles what we have right now with like a Mercy passage or whatever. The regular passages you can get. And then there's going to be Trials of Osiris passages. So the Trials of Osiris passage is intended to be a more casual Trials experience. All right, they want Trials to feel more like stepping into an Iron Banner match, which for some people still isn't a particularly good experience, mind you. But the Trials of Osiris passage is going to have skill-based matchmaking in it, so. You're not going to be playing people that are way outside your skill bracket unless there's nobody in the playlist at the time. And you'll be able to grind out 75 to 150 Saint 14 rep every time you win a match. When you win, you can get reputation. You can get Trials Ingrams, you can get Trials Weapons, non-adepts, and then you earn points towards some Trials Cosmetics on a knockout list. So you'll be able to start earning all those Trials Ghosts that you haven't been able to earn up till then. So you'll be earning points to accrue towards that stuff. If you lose, you'll get some reputation, and there's always a chance for a Trials Weapon to drop. And then if you play with a full fire team, they increase the rep you get, the chance for Ingrams, the chance for weapons, whatever. And then there'll be a challenge on that playlist, just like there is in every playlist, to get Pinnacles and Trials Armor, the new Trials Armor. The Lighthouse Passage, on the other hand, is going to be completely open skill matchmaking. So it's gonna, you're not getting any protection from higher skill players in that playlist. Hopefully that means that connection is going to be like more strongly influencing matchmaking, so matches will play a little bit better. But these cards are, you can continue to play them, and you can go to the Lighthouse on them just with 7 wins. Doesn't matter how many losses you get. If you grind out 7 wins on that card, you get to go to the Lighthouse. Whether or not you're going to get adepts depends on a bunch of factors. And basically what's happening is there's win streaks on this passage. From 1 win all the way up to 7 wins in a row. So if you manage to get a completely flawless win streak, you get everything from all of the other streaks plus whatever the flawless is, right? And this stuff starts off with just like base masterwork and materials like enhancement cores, prisms, ascendant shards, whatever. But also earning progress towards cosmetics. Second streak, it's everything from from a 1 win, but also some extra Osiris ciphers. Your third game in your streak, more ciphers and some guaranteed trials armor. 4th streak, a bunch of enhancement cores and some more Osiris ciphers. If you get to 5 wins, that's where you earn the yellow trials glow. Start getting mementos at that point. You start getting progress towards getting vehicles and shaders. You start to earn emblems there. You get a 6 win streak. You get a white trials armor glow and enhancement prisms. And if you get a 7 win streak, you get a guaranteed adept. You get a guaranteed regular trials weapon. It unlocks a new flawless passage. It gives you a new stat tracker for flawless win streaks, and it gives you a red trials glow. So you remember back in the day when doing a nightfall. Right? Now trials. If you win, you get the glow that you can change the color with your emblem. Back in the day when you would do a nightfall, you'd have some purple goop on top of your head, right? So same kind of thing going on here. Basically what they're doing is they're making, and then those cards can be farmed after you get them. As long as you get a 4 win streak on your card, you can start to farm adepts just by continuing to play your card without resetting it. So they're making the ability to get adepts. Well, they're making the ability to go to Lighthouse easier. They're making the ability to get adept weapons easier. These cards also give you bonuses if you play with a full stack. So, there'll be an advantage to playing with a full stack in terms of the rewards you get. But they're also create another side of the playlist where you can just grind out rep to your heart's content and get the base weapons. Now they specifically did not say that these 2 passages are going to be separate pools of people. Mm-hmm. So if you're on a Lighthouse passage, I think it's going to be possible that you can meet people that are running Trials of Osiris passages if your skill is similar. It's not going to try to force you to match them, but if somebody in your skill bracket happens to be queuing up in that playlist at the same time as you're queuing up, and they don't have anybody else in their playlist that's going to match, I think it's still going to match them. They didn't really detail that, but just previous to this, one of the things they mention, and they don't put it as bluntly as I'm going to, but they need lower skill players in the playlist for other players to eat. to go flawless. I mean, that's how it works. That's how the system is designed. It's designed for good players to eat up not as good players and get their loot, right? They don't say it exactly that way, but that's what's going on. So the context is, to me, the contextual clues suggest to me that even if you're in the Trials of Osiris, you may still match people that are on the Lighthouse thing. But it's going to be skill-based match made, so it should be all right? It shouldn't be as bad as it is right now. You shouldn't go in there and be like, oh, look, that's, Walla and the Fizzle and Panda on the other team. Or we don't even need to bother playing, right? The other thing they're doing is they're adding absolute win protection for solos. If you go into a match and you're a solo, they're taking out the whole fire team match made thing. So the game's going to try to match 3 stacks against 3 stacks and 2 stacks against 2 stacks, but it's only going to do it for a very short time. It's not going to hold those groups hostage. If it can't find somebody immediately, it's going to match them against solos. And a lot of people are like, as a solo in there, I never want to play a 3 stack. All right. Well, Bungie recognizes that, and you're going to have protection when that happens. If you are a solo and you match against a 3 stack, as long as you participate in the match, meaning you don't throw yourself off the edge, you don't go AFK, like if the game registers that you're actually playing the game, you get loss protection. Even if you get stomped, it's not going to count as a loss for you. It won't mess up your card if you're on a Lighthouse passage. It won't mess up your win streaks or anything like that. So, if there's no downside to getting in there and playing solo, then I'm expecting there's going to be a lot more people willing to give it a go. I don't think anybody wants to go in there and still get stomped 500 times in a row, but you have an option if you want to get Trials loot and don't want to face that experience now. So I mean, those are the changes. Thoughts, gentlemen?
I think that's good. The way you were talking about it when I was listening and just like absorbing that information, it actually made me more interested in playing Trials. So I think
there's no downside anymore, other than you might still face loss streaks, but depending on the playlist you're in, it doesn't even matter. You're still earning gear and loot.
If you can get some actual gear and loot and play Trials, then yeah, absolutely. Now, and I'm mid-level. Well, I like to think I am. So I can't imagine what it's like for somebody like, and to excuse my French, but bad at Crucible, to go into Trials to try to get some loot. Like,
listen, there are plenty of people who are self-aware enough to realize and admit that they are not the best PvP player. They will call themselves bad, but will still try sometimes, knowing what they're going to get themselves into, right?
Yeah. But I'm fully aware there's a lot of people that will not step foot in there for that reason. Because I've had a miserable time in Trials. And like I said, I think I'm pretty mid of the pack. So, I mean, imagine somebody at the bottom of the list, like, when they come up against me, they get demolished. Imagine them going up against the people that demolish me. Like, you'd feel like there's no hope. There's matches I play that I feel like there's absolutely no hope. Why am I even in here? Like, this is unbelievably difficult. Doesn't
matter anymore.
Yeah, that's my point.
Right? Especially if you get 2 of your friends in there with you.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So I think that's something enjoyable. It'll bring more people into Trials, and hopefully it'll fill up that that population gap for the people that that do want to go flawless and play it every week and all that stuff. They've been getting longer and longer matches and matching with the same people over and over again. So hopefully it'll give them a little variation and people they can stomp.
Yeah, I mean there are definitely some PvP elitists who are not particularly happy about all this, but I mean it's whatever. I mean, how good is the playlist going right now, gentlemen?
Yeah, it's not going well, and I can always see their point. Like, I get it. Like, if I was good enough to go like flawless, a few times a week, And I was enjoying the benefits of that and getting, you know, all these cool rewards that nobody else can get their hands on. I may definitely also be like sitting there like, ugh, they made it easier for everybody to get what I get, even though I spent, you know, thousands of hours getting good at the game. I don't think that's a healthy attitude right now in Destiny, because the game population is lower than it's ever been. Trials, you know, population is lower than it's ever been. Just Crucible in general isn't in a great spot. So I think anything they're doing, as long as they do it right, like they don't go too ham to get people in there. And I think these look good. You know, whether it plays good, I guess we'll see in Heresy, and we'll see what it looks like. But on paper, it looks like some good changes.
All right, pull up the site. Let's look at the new Trials armor.
I keep forgetting I got to pull it up on this computer.
I mean, I can do it.
No, I have it up over here, so it's just stupid of me sometimes. Bungie.net Destiny. All right, let's share our beautiful screen. Not my porn tab, just my regular tab. So here we go. We got some new armor. This is the hunter with his little squished cat face.
Yeah, all right. So we have the derpiest cat face armor for the poor hunters.
I want to point out the name up here, Drip of Osiris, is pretty solid.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's a nice touch.
This armor looks remarkably. The cloak and the mask are remarkably similar to the Doki Doki set, but they're clearly not just reskins. If you were to open up the two next to each other, they're not. Yeah, they're not reskins, sure. But they have some very common stuff. That is the most derpy cat face. It might be the angle. I hope it's just the angle. But that cat got no chin, man.
It don't got a chin.
That cat got no chin.
I like it. I like the rest of it though. It looks pretty solid. Very Egyptian-y.
I mean, that fits for Trials, right?
Yeah, it sure do.
All right. Warlocks.
Oh my god.
This is a straight rip-off of the last set of fucking Warlock armor. It looks so close to similar. I don't think it's a reskin because enough of the elements are different, but they're so close to the existing armor. The way the chest piece gets an arrow in the middle and then flares out on the shoulders, and the cloak that has the sharp edges but goes around the back with the loincloth in the middle. The existing Trials armor for this, or not this season, but maybe the last one. I don't think it's Avatistic Idol is the current set, but the last set of bird armor has this exact same layout. So,
okay, hold on. What is this hair, ponytail on the back?
It's got a ponytail on the back of the helmet. Yeah,
that's just it. It just has a ponytail.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay.
And then the Titans get some Anubis armor.
Looks pretty sick. I don't think there's any problem with that.
Titan helmet, pretty cool.
It does look good.
Yeah. Shoulders could be bigger, but you know, whatever.
The eyes are too high. They should have pulled it down, like so it is actually in the eyes are in the place.
Well, I mean, they want it to be a head sitting on your head, right?
Yeah, but they shouldn't. It should be a head where it should be a mask. I think that would look sick.
All right. We've got new emblem coming out.
What's this one for?
This is you just earn that you earn this with getting your cosmetic points.
The point system.
Yeah.
Got it.
The brand new weapon is a new solar aggressive frame sniper. It's going to be able to get lone wolf and closing time, which makes it very strong. I don't know if anybody watching this has used a closing time lone wolf sniper, but they're pretty good. They mostly shoot themselves, so pretty good, and it's a good model. I like how it looks. And then Exalted Truth is coming back.
Boom, baby.
They don't picture it here, but Inquisitor is also coming back. It's also going to have Lone Wolf and Closing Time, which means it's probably going to be the best PvP shotgun in the game. So you'll be mapping people at 13 or 14 meters with that slug, no problem. Because Closing Time is super fair and balanced on special ammo weapons. Yep.
Okay. What do we got? What do we got here? The normal hand
They're
cannon?
just talking about your reputation and what your challenges are going to be. Not really anything super important there, really. The main takeaway is that all of your rep gains are going up. Oh, you're still up on Exalted Truth. It's basically the same gun it was before. So
that's what I meant. Yeah.
It's still basically the same gun as
This
before.
is probably the only new perk. Maybe.
No, Withering Gaze is new. Unclear whether or not that's going to be good on a PvP hand cannon or not. Like Withering Gaze puts a weaken on a target for having it in your sights, but the timer to trigger the weaken effect is long enough that I'm suspect on it having PvP.
Yeah, if you have someone in
ability or
your
not.
sights, you should have them dead before it even triggers the weakening.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to probably trigger on the final bullet, which won't matter on a hand cannon. It's still going to be a 3-shot either way, but we'll have to see.
That's fair.
And it is one of 2 hand cannons that are coming next season that are going to have Magnificent Howl. So it's not just, Lunas anymore. The next section is just talking about all your rep gains and whatever. The main takeaway here is that rep gains across the board are higher than they are currently. So it'll be easier to grind out the rep track at Saint. And then they're making some changes to the game mode. They're talking about Fireteam matchmaking here. This is the section that talks about playlist protection and whatever. The main thing is that they're tuning exactly whatever's going on. So, and why it's good or not good in Trials of Osiris.
Got it.
And now we're talking about this skill rework and player score stat. This is something new. All right. So everybody knows that we have a combat rating in the game, right? Bungie creates a combat rating for every Guardian that steps into PvP. They've alluded to what folds into that. Should be a mixture of, like they've said before, it's a mixture of your performance, how many kills you get, going down to your win-loss ratios, and even going down as far as the loadouts you take into Crucible, right? Are you using good Crucible weapons, or are you clearly a PvE player that's like stepping into PvP with double primary PvE roles? That stuff kind of figures into it. But we never knew what our scores were. They're going to be a little bit more transparent about that. You should be able to see your combat stat, whatever your MMR is, what your Bungie MMR is at the end of every Crucible match now. And it should be clear to you how your number is moving based on your performance. To that end, they are making some changes. Before, your KD was very important, but how you actually performed in an objective-based game mode weren't. So if you slayed out in a control match, but you never touched a control point, you're still getting a bump in combat rating. But now they're changing that so that objective score is going to have some parity with your ability to actually fight. I personally don't think that makes much sense. I think what it will probably lead to is people who don't play the objective but slay out not moving high enough in their MMR to match people that are also very good at slaying out. So they're going to be probably fighting people who play the OBJ more but aren't as good at raw game mechanics. But I guess we'll see. Seems weird to me to have sitting on a control point be something that has parity with. I just wiped out 5 people. I just won a 3v1. One of those. Listen. I don't want to piss anybody else. but one of those seems to me to have more value in PvP. All right, than the other one.
That's fair.
So, and I worry about players still going into matches feeling like they're matching with people that are way better than them, because there's somebody in there who has decided they're allergic to capture points and control and only want to kill people, but they're still being stuck in the same lobbies with those guys because they're never moving up in MMR because they never capture zones. So, I don't know. I guess we'll just have to see.
Burn them. No, I love it. I think that I hate, like, I like Iron Banner typically. I like playing it, but that's the one thing that like gets me every time when we're playing Control. That it's just these some people, like, I don't know. I don't want to sound like an asshole, but they're fucking stupid or something. Like, you need to cap points that are like, that's what will win you the game. But they're too busy, I don't know, fucking running around trying to kill people on the side of the map somewhere that makes no difference. And it's like, I don't know, man.
On the other hand, every person they kill is somebody who's not trying to contest a point.
Yeah, but they're already on the other side of the map. They're nowhere near any points that are important or relevant. And the fact, like, if you don't go contest B at the beginning of the match, you're also a bad human being. 9 times out of 10, whoever gets it first wins the match. Like, why is that so complicated for people to understand? They're like, oh no, I'm gonna go run to the other side of the map and try to get their spawn point. And it's like, why? They're just gonna spawn behind us. Stop it. Anyway, I get it. So it's good. I think it's neat. I think it's interesting. Interesting.
I think it's going to lead to mismatches personally. So, me personally, listen, this is also going to irritate some people. I do not play in a way to like shield my KD. All right. But I'm playing for KD. That my primary concern when I'm in any game mode, it doesn't matter what it is making sure that my KD is positive at the end of that match. Period. Like, I don't care if I win or lose. I'm not going to throw, but I'm also not going to go grab a control point at the end of the match if it's not going to win the match, just so I can get killed there. Right? I will become allergic to that control point if it doesn't matter for the outcome of the match at the end. If it means I'm not going to get killed. Because at the end of the day, the reason I play PvP is to get better at killing people in a video game.
And I think there's a point where some people don't understand how many people that are on the point capping it gets you an extra point per person.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That really bothers me, that I think, like, that people don't understand. All they have to do is run over and just step up for like 2 seconds, and it's like 4 or 5 extra points, depending if it's everybody or it's just 1 or 2 people. But just hop on it. Like, I get they want to get somewhere faster or something, but like, you're just leaving points. You're leaving points in the air for doing that. Like, if 1 person caps a spot, that's only 1 point. If 6 people cap it, that's 6 points. Just, do you not understand? The game's only going to 150. 6 points are a lot. Stop it. Stop being bad. No, a lot of people don't understand the rule set. And that's not their fault necessarily. So we're talking about casual people, right?
Yeah. I mean, listen, I'm on those points. In Iron Banner, I'm on those points, right? Until I get all my wins from my gilding. And then it's just, it's not me ignoring the points at that point, but it's more important for me to kill people than it is to get captains.
Don't worry. My I never get the win points before I get the kill points on my gilding. So by the time I get all my win points or whatever it is, or like, I'm already done everything else.
It's usually one of my last ones. It's usually one of my last two. Usually.
That's good. I'm not the only one.
Yeah. All right. Competitive changes. The main thing in competitive is they are changing rep gain to be more transparent. All right, they're simplifying how rep works so that it is more clear to you why you are getting the points you're getting or losing the points that you're getting. So there's a bunch of math here, but basically they're just detailing what your bases are and what the modifiers are to that based off your performance. So if you gain like 102 points, but you see your teammates gained 110 or 120, well, guess what? Bungie says they did better than you.
Yeah.
Y'all won, but you were the worst player on the team. So I mean,
Bungie says you suck.
And if you lost and you lost some points, but you lost more than everybody else, not only did you lose, but you suck the worst. I'm sorry. And then those points are going to be on display for everybody to see now. So good luck.
Brutal. No, I love it.
All right. New competitive reward. This is the most exciting thing in here for me because we're getting a battler in the top slot. And it's got like 5 or 6 different potential god roll combinations. So,
ooh la la. Yeah. I was reading this.
I'm sad that these weapons don't get multiple perks like other crucible weapons do, but I will definitely be in the comp playlist to get at least my 3, to get my base 3 every week for sure.
Beautiful. Yeah, I saw. Honestly, I was skimming over this a little bit to have some sort of like comprehension of when you were talking, and like I stopped and double taked when I saw Redrix. I'm like, ooh.
Redrix
And I mean,
stock.
Yeah. I was like, wait, what? And then I saw it was a different name, and I was like, oh, okay, very cool. Checking it out, the stasis and whatnot, and the different perks. And it's really cool.
Okay.
Broadsword was so good. Anyway.
And then next we've got 2 new emblems. So the top emblem there is going to be the Ascendant emblem for next season. Looks good. The Ascendant emblems always come out strong. The one below that, however, that is the Ascendant Plus emblem. So there's going to be a new rank, basically. If you get to Ascendant 1, if you max out, or Ascendant 3, if you cap out, there's going to be Ascendant 0 beyond that you can continue to grind for. It's another 5,000 points, but if you happen to max that out, then you will get this. This will become probably this will be the most difficult emblem to get in the game, right? It isn't something you got to get from a charity or whatever, right? Some emblems like the heart is going to probably be more rare, but this is going to be the single most difficult emblem to get in the game. So there you go.
That is cool. Difficult. That should get some people excited. They like things that are difficult.
I will never earn this emblem. It will never happen. But it is cool.
It's like an eclipse.
Yeah.
No, it's called Darkest Night. Okay, that's cool.
And then finally, the last thing that's important on here is that they're reorganizing playlists. They're basically going to simplify the playlists. There's going to be less things on the map. Our base offerings are going to be 66 control, which is going to have skill-based matchmaking. There's going to be competitive, which is going to be 3v3 like it is now, and it's going to be rank-based matchmaking. Mm-hmm. Rumble is still going to be there as a persistent list, and it's going to be open skill. But those are the only playlists that are going to be around all the time. There's going to be a quick play rotator.
Mm-hmm. All this stuff. Yeah.
That's Clash, Supremacy, Zone Control, Rift, and Relic. That's going to be open skill, no skill-based matchmaking. So if you don't want to risk, having a streamer be in there to farm you while they're making a video, then don't get in that playlist. Stick with the control playlist. All right. And then there's going to be a small team quick play list that's going to have 2v2, 3v3, and 4v4 in it. It's going to be open skill. And it will have doubles, a 3v3 elimination, Dominion, Countdown Survival, Countdown Rush, Showdown, Lockdown, because they have fixed the lockdown game mode. And then there's going to be modified quick play as another option, and that's going to be all your party modes, basically.
Gotcha.
When Iron Banner comes back, it's also going to have a quick play playlist and a main playlist. So you know how like we don't have it this week. If this week you go into Iron Banner, their only option is Fortress. But last week you could do what's the name of the fucking game mode? Not Expulsion, Eruption. You could there was Eruption, but you could also have selected Control from once you clicked into Iron Banner. Now there's going to be two of those. There's going to be the party mode, and then there's going to be Control, right? And those will both be options in the main menu. You don't have to hit a drop down once you're inside the Iron Banner playlist. So the regular Iron Banner playlist will have outlier protection on it. The party version will be open skill. So if you like Fortress and Tribute and Eruption, and those are your favorite Iron Banner modes, again, you're going to be in there with whoever. You're not going to get any protection against high skill players. So good luck. If you go into Control, it'll be the matchmaking that we normally have. So anyway, so there we go. And there's some stuff in here about I guess the new Iron Banner weapons are in here. Warlord Spear, Arc Adaptive Trace Rifle, Peace Bond's coming back. And then Crucible's getting a new heavy burst pulse rifle. So that's gonna be a 2-burst pulse rifle. That'll be the
Joxer's longsword. What a
Yeah.
name.
Yep.
Joxer reminds me of I don't know what it reminds me of actually. What a weird name. All right. Is that somebody in Destiny lore that I don't know about because I'm dumb?
Yeah.
All right. Did he have a long sword?
Apparently.
Okay. All right, fair enough.
And they talk about some map waiting. It's whatever.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Click the playlist. You're gonna get some maps that you don't want to play, as per usual. Just is what it is.
All right. Well, that's enough on there. What a list. So, from what I gathered, the internet didn't seem very mixed on this. I think a lot of people, I saw a lot of positivity, but reluctant positivity. They say it looks good on paper. We'll see how it plays out. I saw some people complaining about trials, making it easier, blah, 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 making it more, whatever. But overall, it seemed like it was mostly positive. And on social media, typically, even a little bit of negativity is overwhelming. So
People, the biggest, so in terms of like the changes themselves, the response that I've seen has been overwhelmingly positive.
Yeah.
Pardon me. My mute button's too far away.
That's okay.
The response has been overwhelmingly positive. Most people seem to be supportive of any changes to the playlist that is going to populate trials more.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's good. There are a few naysayers like you all. The whole "you're giving away shit for free" crowd is, of course, there. But the main negative feedback I've seen on this is that no comment on the cheater situation. All right.
That's fair.
And that's important. So I watch the Fizzle every trials weekend, right? I watch usually his first day. So while I'm at work, so I'll have it up on one screen and I'll be watching his run, his first flawless of the week. and he keeps a counter on his screen right now for every cheater he's encountered. This is
Yeah.
either a name of somebody who is a known cheater, or once you've played Crucible enough, it's you can oftentimes spot cheaters, whether they're flying through the air because they're hard cheating or they're just playing suspiciously. And I've seen his weekend numbers come up to like, in the 50s number of cheaters he believes he's encountered. And he gets a lot of feedback from Bungie from reporting people saying, hey, we banned some people. So I can understand why people have that attitude, but I feel like they've ignored that in the past 3 weeks, we've had at least 2 major cheat developers shut down because of C&Ds.
That's fair.
And there was a ban wave that happened last week, week before last. The ban wave came through and banned a bunch of people that were cheaters. So it's not as if Bungie's not doing anything. Could their anti-cheat be better? Yeah, of course. There are still people that cheat every weekend, and you see the same names over and over and over again. And we're talking about people that are running hard cheats, but anti-cheat in gaming, FPS games in particular, is always a weird cat and mouse where, the cheat developers, they're not sharing what they're doing, right? And the people that are running anti-cheat, they can't share what they're doing for detection, because if they do, then the cheat developers are just going to program around it. It just is what it is. And that's everybody. Like for every company you want to call out that you want to say has been successful at dealing with cheaters, whether it's Warzone, which is now overrun again with cheaters, even though they've had some creative methods for dealing with cheaters. Splat is the most amusing thing to ever see happen live, where they increase any fall on a suspected cheater to just lethal fall damage. So they just run off like a stair and they instantly die, right? Because they fell like 6 inches the game. Or in games like Rainbow Six, they increase your latency. They increase your lag if they've detected your cheating, even with a device. But even that doesn't happen very often anymore because the developers for either the devices or the software figure out what's causing the detections and they patch it, So
I've actually always wondered that type of cheat manufacturing. Like Deadlock has a similar one now where you get turned into a frog until the end of the match, and then you get banned or something. But and then you just mentioned the Call of Duty. There's been other ones in the future. Why is it just not, if you get detected cheating, you get immediately banned forever? Why do these things even exist in the game?
So I think it's to dissuade people from cheating, but also allow other players.
On a $60 game is dissuasion enough, isn't it? Sorry, I interrupted you.
But it also allows other players to take a little revenge on those cheaters, right?
Yeah, I get it. But at the same time, I would just be like, like, I always go back to Counter-Strike for some reason, but it's probably because I played it a lot. But Counter-Strike, you're playing along, somebody on the enemy team disappears, gives you a message, everyone can see it. Boom, 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 has been vac banned. You knew immediately they're hacking, they're gone. You laughed at them. It was a good time.
Yeah.
And it's just, that's what they do. You caught cheating, you get banned immediately.
I think it's because so much of this stuff right now it's AI driven and detection driven. So before they actually ban somebody, they probably want somebody to manually review that, and that takes time. I would assume that is what's going on.
I think they should just ban the people, then manually check it, because I don't know. I'd rather have an innocent person in jail for 2 days than a guilty person walking the streets. You know what I mean?
Talk like an innocent person who's never had to spend 2 days in jail.
If it saves somebody's life, I'd do it.
All right. Well, this is a video game and there's a profit motive, and they don't want to ban people that might not ever come back if they're going to be somebody who's going to put money into the game. But that doesn't mean that they don't continue to develop. You know, DMA cheats have been a big thing for a while, been very underground, very expensive, and mostly undetectable. But I can't remember if it was Apex or if it was Valorant. One of the two just did a ban wave where they detected firmware in DMA cheats, like cards. Like, I mean, I don't know if you're familiar with DMA cheats, but you have to actually order a device that you plug into your computer that physically gets into between the memory and the game, right? But it does it while looking like a regular peripheral on your machine. It doesn't look like anything. But you know, these are cards that sometimes cost upward of $5,000, and now people are getting banned over them because they've figured out ways to detect them. So, I mean, it continues. Why they don't just ban these people outright? I don't know. Some games do. Like,
I know a lot of games do, but
I'm sure you've seen videos of people that are in the middle of a Warzone game and they just get booted from the game immediately, right?
Yeah.
I think a part of it also depends on the kind of cheats that are being run. Like, if they detect a device, they're probably less apt to just nuke them rather than fuck with them, right? Rather than hard cheats like walling and aimbot and flying around or whatever.
Yeah, all right. Why do people have to cheat? How's that?
Because
Seems
they have
like more reason because they've got small wieners.
Small wiener syndrome.
Yep.
Right.
I heard Dunk say something.
I know, right? It's crazy.
He agreed with the small wiener thing. He had to get his input in.
I hear small wiener and perked right up.
I'm sorry, what now? Well, hey there.
But yeah, I've never understood or got the concept of cheating. I could see like cheating against your pals and like couch co-op or whatnot, like smacking them in the face so you can get the headshot in or whatever. Like that's different. But like just going on like a ranked game or whatever it is, a multiplayer game, and cheating for like absolutely no real benefit. I get Destiny's kind of an example where you can get better guns if you do better in the game, so that there's a little bit of a benefit there. But to me, like going into like a unranked Warzone is a perfect example. Run in there, cheat, kill everybody, win your victory royale or whatever it is. Like, the thing about winning a battle royale or like a game like that is the rush of actually winning the game. It's not and the only other thing I could think of is a benefit is people thinking you could potentially be good. Maybe you're not being like super obvious, and you can build like some sort of streaming model on that, but you can never play live if you're cheating, like, and you're not good enough.
That's not true. No, there are lots of Call of Duty streamers, the Warzone streamers especially, that
I feel like
that they will claim up and down that they're not cheating, but if you watch them and you watch them track people through walls constantly, like you know they're cheating.
Yeah. I suppose. I feel like all the big ones always get caught eventually, though. Like, you can't hide that shit forever.
I mean, but there, for those guys, there's a profit motive in it, right? Because the more nukes you get in a match, the more 12-year-olds you're gonna have that are watching you, right? That's just how it works. Regular people, though, like, you're either doing it because you're a troll, or you're doing it because you're a fucking
idiot,
troglodyte, man. Fucking
troglodyte.
No social skills, living in your mom's basement, no dick to speak of, fucking basement dweller troglodyte, right? The ones that I don't get are the ones that cheat and then want to send you messages about how they're better than you, like afterwards. It's like, all right, now you're really a loser. You're like you're the king of the losers. So congratulations.
Yeah, pretty much. You're the king of the losers. What a great concept.
Anyway,
Reminds me of something said in Dodgeball that I can't legally say on stream.
Anyway, the suggestion that Bungie isn't doing anything about cheating is false.
Yeah, absolutely. I know, like, you hear about the legal battles and whatnot of them shutting down people, and I'm sorry, but they're like ignorance. Like, I saw like a Discord message of one of the companies that got shut down, and they were just shitting on Bungie, like being like, no fun. Bungie has shut us down. What a bunch of fucking losers and shit. No, you're the one ruining their game. Like, I read, my mind was blown when I read that. I was like, do you actually believe what's coming out of your mouth? Do you think you are in the right and they don't have a legal standpoint and they shouldn't be able to shut you down? Like,
dude's just mad because he's losing money. He doesn't want to pay the $6 million bill to Bungie because both the two cheat developers that shut down, they both cited $6 million threats, right? So
it was mind-boggling to me when I read that. I was just like, what? Like, this guy's talking like he's the good guy fighting against the enemy. Like, you're not the allies, bro. You're the Axis. Like, get out of here. Their thought process, the way that I don't get it. Oh, fuck. I was so confused when I saw that. I was like, wait, what? There ain't no way. Sorry, I keep coughing. Are we the baddies? Not in this case. Not in this case. Anyway, wild.
all right, Twid.
I guess, yeah, there's some Twid stuff we can go over.
Yes, the Twid.
You want to talk about any of that Crucible stuff, Dunk?
Absolutely not. You know my opinions on Crucible. I hate Crucible. I've always hated it, and I will continue to hate it.
So you're not going to come out and participate in the Forge then, huh?
Nope.
Why not?
Sorry.
Come on. It's a positive experience. No toxicity allowed.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
I literally just I read a message today from Blank talking about how toxic he's been the last couple of days because of medical problems, and he was apologizing to everyone.
Yeah, he's in the middle of surgery right now, incidentally.
Yeah. That sucks. Hopefully it fixes his issue. But it was just funny that you were like, it's not toxic. And then literally 4 hours ago, I read a message about somebody being super toxic.
Well, listen, it's definitely going to be a sea change for some of the people that come in there. But I am going to rule the conduct of the people that participate in this stuff with an iron fucking fist. I am going to be Neuro when it comes to dealing with people fucking being dipshits. This thing.
All right. That's scary. That's scary though. Like, I appreciate it, but like somebody's gonna go meep and like they get banned if he's gonna act like Neuro. They're gonna be like, Wrecked, what are you doing? You missed that headshot. Banned.
I mean, listen, if they're like, Wrecked, you idiot, you missed that headshot. Banned. Sorry. Out you go. Goodbye.
How about Caligula? Joe says Neuro was worse than Caligula.
The difference between me and Neuro is that I'm actually 6'2".
Oh man, we're mean. That was a long time ago, though.
He comes up about to my nipple, I think. Anyway.
Okay. Anyway. Okay. Yes, Twid is what we were supposed to be talking about, not Neuro.
Yeah, so I think Dunk should take the lead on this one.
All right. I can totally do that.
First up.
Starting us off, we've got Heresy, the developer live stream, next Tuesday at 10 a.m. Pacific. Tune in for 15 minutes and you get an emblem. It's nothing special or anything like that. just to send off this last episode here before we get into episode 3.
You think we're going to be taking the Dreadnought as our ship to go explore the universe?
No, I don't.
I doubt it. Unfortunately, as cool as it would be, I doubt
Isn't
it.
the armor like? Wasn't in the preview the armor's called like the Navigator set or something?
No, I mean, yeah, that I do recall that. They did talk about it. That's why people got all excited about it. It does make you wonder, I suppose. There was something in my brain though that led me to believe that we wouldn't, but I can't remember what it was.
Other question, and this was something that came up on Twitter the other day.
Okay.
Do you think the Dreadnought is going to be an open patrol zone or just a place we do missions?
I don't think we get an open patrol zone in an episode. No.
Yeah. Yep, I agree. It's not likely to happen. I would love to explore the Dreadnought again, but they're never going to open up that door again.
Is there
all those calcified fragments are still laying around? Damn
it. Is there a big open world Dreadnought space already built from D1?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Dreadnought was a patrol zone in D1.
Yep.
Okay. Well, then that would make it more probable to me, a possibility, because they just have to reuse assets. I still don't know if they would do it, but I mean, there's a bigger chance now than what I thought 3 minutes ago.
Yep.
Reusing assets is much easier.
Yep. Definitely easier, but I don't think they're going to do that. I mean, they never really brought back like old Mars Mars from D1, I should say, as a patrol zone. They brought it back as a mission to a degree, but
they could bring it back as a mini patrol zone for the episode, like they did with the Dreadnought, with the Leviathan.
Yeah,
that's a good point. That wasn't even that mini. Like you could go through like a huge chunk of the Leviathan.
Yeah, you could go through just about every single.
All of it, yeah, almost all
just
of it.
Not the underbelly.
Yeah. True.
I feel like there were certain parts of the underbelly you could get into though.
Some of those little offshoots where you had to go fight some of those like world bosses. Yeah, those were in underbelly sections. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Maybe not all of it, but you can get into all the encounter space, which was really cool. Man, why did I take that away?
Because
I do hate that. I know. I do hate that about Destiny though. Stop taking stuff away. Like, leave it there. I want to go play Haunted, whatever the fuck that shit was. Let me go do it.
All right. Well, with that, moving on to the next section, content delivery. We're back to the old style of story. Originally we had the weekly, and then we moved to the on day one you get everything with Harris, or with this last Revenant. And now we're back to the weekly because they decided that that's the best way to go here. Yeah, not a huge fan of that. Honestly, I just prefer they get rid of the entire act shindig that they have going on and just drop it all on day one. But, you know, it is what it is. Stretching out content.
People are going to complain either way.
Oh, yeah. For sure. Yeah, they're always going to complain. Like, there's no middle ground here. Everyone's gonna hate it.
I feel like the complaints about no content were way worse this season than they'd ever been before. So Bungie doing a loop back on this makes 100% sense to me. Like people would complain about the time gating all the time, but it wasn't nearly as bad as people like, there's nothing to fucking do. Oh, Act 2 took me 37 minutes. You know, all that shit.
Yeah.
I'm still not done Act 3.
Yeah, no, I mean, it totally makes sense for Bungie to take this route, unfortunately. But, you know, it would have been nice for them to 100% get away from the seasonal model that they've been portraying for the past 4 years. But hey,
yeah, it's not going to happen on the last episode, though. So.
No, for sure.
Be right back.
That'd be wild. if they absolutely just
Oh yeah, it'd be insane.
they
If
put
did
out this banger season or episode that's like the best that they've ever done before. They're like, that seasons are done.
Yeah.
Maybe they should have done that. Go out with a
Maybe.
bang.
Honestly, yeah. But I mean, I think the main reason why Revenant failed in the way that it did is that it wasn't nearly as content strong as everyone was hoping it was going to be. Because, like, if you look at previous seasons, you'll see, like, the initial season that comes with the new story, with the new campaign and whatnot, is pretty bad. And then the one immediately after that picks up in a much better tone, normally. But this time around, Revenant just was not that great of a story, and did not end in a great way that everyone was satisfied with.
Yeah, can I just like put a bullet in Aramis's head, please?
Right? Like, oh my god.
Nobody likes that bitch.
It's just like, they just made her up out of thin air just for Beyond Light. And, you know, made her this whole mastermind behind a bunch of different stuff that's been happening. All of a sudden, it's just like, I don't know. That never really sat right with me.
I actually had no problem with her in Beyond Light. It was when they unfroze her. Whenever that happened, I remember it happening at some point. And then she was a big point of Defiance. And then, like, just out of the blue in Defiance, she, like, helps Mithrax not die in the explosion that killed Amanda. And, like, then all of a sudden she was a good guy, but a bad guy. And I was like, what is this story arc? Like, this is weird. Like, it's not earned at all. Anyway.
And it's a whole thing with Aramis. I mean, her story just towards the end just doesn't make sense. But going off of the whole her being frozen in stasis, that was just before Lightfall. That was the season before Lightfall came out. I can't remember what it was called though, because that's also the one where Rasputin dies officially.
Well, that was a really good season though.
That was a fantastic season. I love that season. The one
it was a rival, or was that a Rivals?
No, that was
what's it
before
called?
Beyond Light.
Oh,
yeah. The Rivals was when we got the whole, or just before we got the whole, we're losing all of our worlds that we've been to.
Okay, but it wasn't before Beyond Light.
No.
Because it was during Seraph Station, right? It was the Seraph Station.
That was Season of the Seraph.
I like the big thing in space.
And then
the exotic
Season
mission that was
Rivals.
in space.
That's
the season he died.
Yeah.
Officially. Yeah. That's surely that wasn't before Beyond Light. There's no way.
No. That was before Lightfall.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. I was like, what? There ain't no way I'm that old, Dunk.
No. So there's basically the Season of the Seraph, in which once we get into Rivals, Rasputin kind of goes away for a little bit, and then we get him back in a more official manner just before Lightfall in that season. I cannot remember the name of it to save my life. It's never going to come to me. But yeah, so I love it. It was great. I loved his storyline. I want more like world events that you can participate in. Like when we had the Almighty coming crashing down on the city, that was an awesome event.
It was awesome if you had all day to sit around and
it was too long.
As long and kind of boring as it was, it was actually fun to sit and chat with the community while we were watching. Like it did bring people together. I miss when Bungie did stuff like that.
Yeah, it was a good time. Anyways, yeah. So going back to the TWID, that's it for how they're doing the weekly stuff. It's just going.
I think Zevo's going to be the enemy for Heresy.
I'm possibly. My biggest concern is possibly it being Oryx, which is always a feasible thing for them to do. I mean, we already know where Oryx's body is, and we know that Savathun tried, or at least her brood tried to resurrect him in Ghost of the Deep. So there's always that possibility, especially when you come up with a name like Heresy. One of the biggest things that Oryx was against was necromancy.
Yep.
So,
Knockers did get banished over it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it's just like, it's possible that necromancy could take place here. It'd be interesting to see if that's the case, but yeah, that's my concern.
I would say there is 0 chance of Oryx being resurrected.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean,
for sure, because after talking about being worried about it happening.
No, I'm worried about it happening because I don't want it to happen. It's wouldn't be a good story in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I don't think that would happen. I don't think they try to resurrect him in Ghost of the Deep, and then they do resurrect him like less than a year later in a different season. That would be weird. But Bungie ain't smart sometimes. Maybe they do something stupid. I think you're right. Maybe we finally get some closure on a Xivu Arath story. Or maybe Savathun's up to her old tricks again.
Yeah.
Who knows? But it's more likely Xivu if it takes place on the Dreadnought. The Hive is still loyal to her.
Yeah.
From what I understand. Probably not so much. Yeah, maybe Savathun too, I guess. But she's got her guardian hive now too.
Yeah.
So
she's got her own brood that are loyal to her, that are light based.
It's one of those two. Yeah. More likely Xivu Arath. And Savathun will be involved some way in helping us take down Xivu Arath. Maybe finally, officially, forever.
Yeah, possibly. For sure. Alright, moving on to some fun, exciting weapons and armor updates. Starting off with the Hunters, we've got an update coming to the Sealed Ahamkara Grasp. Essentially, it's just going to make power melees and finishers grant your Nightmare Fuel, which is basically just airborne effectiveness. Really nice for Sealed Ahamkara, kind of bringing it back out of the woodwork there. Should hopefully be interesting for some players. Gwyson Vents, best, my goodness. An exotic I haven't heard in a long time. It's not been good for a very long time, so it's nice to see some rework coming with it. Gonna get some improved maximum super energy, which is gonna be nice. Also emits Cloud of Weakening, could also be very nice. Definitely some good PvP options right there. Renewal Grasps, double the rate of Frost Armor. I've never been a huge fan of Frost Armor as a perk that you can kind of get, but I could see it being
gives you up to 50% DR now.
Yeah. Foe Tracer. Foe Tracer's always been a very interesting one. Increasing weapon damage from 10 seconds to 15 seconds. Not a huge buff, but also kind of huge, especially for.
I mean, it's 50% increase in time, so that's seems like a pretty big jump. I mean, the bonus weapon damage isn't not insane, but I mean, that makes PvP probably better, right?
Oh yeah, I do agree. Like for PvP, it would be a lot better. But I don't feel like it has really a PvE aspect to it because there are much better options, and who's going to be using Foe Tracer in something like a high-end raid or GM?
I don't know. I might have done it a long time ago when I didn't know how the game worked.
Yeah, fair enough.
But I wouldn't have been in a GM back then either. So
yeah, fair enough. Radiant Dance Machines, improved airborne effectiveness, and multi kills with primary, refund dodge energy. Really nice perk.
That's not the main change they're making.
Also, yeah, it has been reworked to allow multiple dodges grant as real dodges for the purposes of perks and aspects.
Yeah, so it'll activate all your aspects that rely on a dodge now. You want to put down 6 clones? Knock yourself out.
Mm-hmm. Nice. All right. Yeah, that would be fun. I could see that. Relativism, Spirit of Galanor. Basically, the ability to regenerate a roamer more quickly than ever. Is making it easier to chain roaming supers back to back. Reduce the maximum amount of energy refunded from 30% to 30%, down from 50%. And then Spirit of the Foe Tracer just makes it so that way the changes go over to for Foe Tracer go to Spirit of the Foe Tracer.
How dare they?
Yep. Titans. This one, the Titans Ramparts. I really like this change here. Finally making it more PvP acceptable again. Basically, they did a huge nerf on it. It made it pretty bad in PvP.
Mm-hmm.
But now we get an increase to the base health. No longer increases the cooldown of Barricade, and no longer decreases the Barricade duration, which I really like. That's mainly just for PvP. PvE, though, there are some changes for PvP. Basically, damage from Guardians from 125% to 160%. It's nearly identical effective Barricade health in PvP. 2.5% less after these changes. So, Titans Ramparts is making a little bit of a comeback here. It's not going to be too powerful, but at the same time, it's hopefully in that balanced enough place where it's more effective in PvP than it was. Eternal Warrior. It's not an exotic I use, but I kind of like this change. Final blows with Fist of Havoc now grant extended super duration.
Woo! I never play Titan, so I don't know. Is an Eternal Warrior like that crazy helmet? Looks like a Roman warrior or some shit.
Yeah, it does. This is something I really like to see coming back. I remember back when we had One-Eyed Mask, and it was just an inherent perk with Arc Titan that it would just give you infinite super. It was super overpowered and broken. And I like to see that it's coming back to it a bit. However, I hope it's not too much, because that will just make it dominate in Crucible, and I don't want to see that happen again.
I don't think they're dumb enough to do that again.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, hopefully it's not like, again, just not a huge extended super. Maybe just like 2 or 3 extra kills at most. I feel like that wouldn't be too bad, but we'll see. We'll see how that plays out. Ursa Furiosa, I'm making some changes to how it works with the unbreakable aspect. Blocking now grants grenade energy instead of super energy when you're using unbreakable. And then grenade energy is returned at the end of unbreakable and is scaled based on the amount of damage. So basically, it's how it worked with supers, except now for grenades. Which, I like that. Kind of makes more sense to make it as grenade energy instead of super energy when you're using a grenade-based ability. Kepri's Horn, basically, instead of having 1 wave, you're having 3 waves of solar energy come out of your, or just energy, or flames, come out of the barricade when you put it down. Definitely can help you if you're in a tough spot there, whether it's in PvE or PvP. Do a little bit of chip damage so that we can get the kill in. These waves are enveloped in a sunspot. Players are enveloped if they are defeated. Another nice little change there. Insurmountable Skull Fort. So basically all they're really doing here is arc melee abilities will now grants arc energy to arc melee abilities. Excuse me, I misread that earlier. The amount will vary based on the ability you're using. So if it's a powered melee, you'll get more, whereas if it's just a base melee, you'll get less. And that is with knockout, of course. Non-glaive unpowered melees, while knockout is active. So some nice little changes to Insurmountable Skull Fort. We'll see. Spirit of the Bear, basically Ursa Furiosa changes will now go to Spirit of the Bear, and same thing for Spirit of the Horn. Kepri's Horn will now go into Spirit of the Horn. And also Spirit of the Horn will emit 4 waves in an X pattern. Yes. Warlocks, I didn't really read too much into this because I don't usually play with Warlocks, but we got Storm Dancers, Brace, double the damage benefit for stacking of Ascended Amplitude, also reduces the cost of Ionic Link during Super by 50%. That's actually pretty huge. Reduce the maximum amount of energy refunded to 30%, down from 50%. So some nice changes there. Geomax Stabilizers, added a perk sprinting while near max bolt charge will top it off. You start off with 6 stacks of bolt charge.
Hold on, isn't that what it used to do?
I don't know.
Added a boot perk, sprinting while near max bolt charge will top it off. Didn't sprinting with Geomag Stabilizers used to charge your super? Oh, so this is charging back bolt charge. Never mind. Yep. Okay. All right. My brain was like, wait, that's what it did or does.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Yep. And then increase super energy gain from ionic traces from 7% to 2%.
Increase super energy gain from ionic traces to 7%. Oh, 2. I thought it said from 7% to 2%. I'm like, that's not an increase, brother.
No, it's 7% from 2%. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I probably said it wrong. I do that sometimes. Secant Filaments now gives class ability energy per kill while Devour is active.
Cool.
Yeah, that's all it does. Speaker Sight. When it's paired with Ember of Benevolence, allowed Warlocks to earn a maximum amount of energy. While now, healing turrets no longer target allies at full health. Allies need some damage done to their shields to be eligible targets.
Fuck your benevolence.
Verity's Brow. This one has a lot of changes. So, now uses a meter to track death throws. New duration per tier. When you're at ×1, 8 seconds. All the way up to ×5 at 4 seconds. And then, when one tier's duration elapses, the buff will downgrade to the next lower tier rather than expiring entirely. For your bonus grenade charge per tier, at ×1 you get 0.5% per second, whereas ×5 you get up to 2.5% per second. For the exotic class items, going on to Spirit of Verity, you gain bonus grenade recharge rate, but provides 50% of the base Verity's Brow exotic.
Cool.
An interesting change. Going down into weapons, they're making some changes to aim assist. Never really went into this. I'd never have been a fan of aim assist. I feel like it should all be you get used to how the game functions. But hey, that's just me.
Controllers need aim assist though.
Yeah, oh yeah, controllers definitely need aim assist. But if you're on like PC and you're using mouse and keyboard, it really doesn't affect you too much.
I don't. Hold on, I'm just curious about this. Has this ever been like? I feel like I've never had aim assist pull me off of my target on PC. Is this just a console thing?
It's reticle friction.
Yeah, I know what it means. It's like somebody runs across and it pulls your reticle a little bit. I feel like that's never happened to me.
It doesn't happen on PC because PC has no reticle friction. PC has more bullet bending than controller does, but controller has reticle friction.
Okay. That's why I was just wondering. It's like I feel like I've never had this actually happen to me. But okay. So this is oh my god, it says controller players right fucking here.
Yes, it does.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Yeah, so aiming at a target.
See in chat, somebody says aim assist equals console people aimbot. Guess what, Orkin? If you play with a mouse and keyboard, your bullets bend 50% more than somebody on a controller. Sorry.
So that's our aimbot.
That's how it works, homie.
Yep.
They do bend. I don't even aim at people's heads and it shoots them right between the eyes.
Okay. we've got some fun little changes for PvE damage tuning.
I'm sorry, that's a funny comment. My
It's-
bullets don't bend enough.
Oh my god.
That was
You
good.
got to buy the right DLC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More bullet bendings available in the Eververse store.
Yep, that'll be 2,000 silver, I believe. All right. Scout rifles, we're getting a 15% increase versus minors, 30% versus majors. Auto rifles, 10% versus minors and majors. SMGs, 5%. I question this. Why do we need a 5% increase on the SMGs? SMGs dominated for so long. Let them rest, please. They're also making a slight change to the base magazine size by about 10 to 15%.
This is already done.
Rounds. Oh,
This is in.
splendid.
This is in now.
Yeah. Yeah, this is in there right now. So yay, congratulations. Enjoy your extra, like, 4 shots based on whatever your max size already was beforehand. Trace rifles, 20% versus minors, and then linear fusion rifles, 10% versus all combatants.
I like increases in damage. It makes the game easier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Could
Let's
definitely
go.
change up some DPS strategies here, which would be nice to get rid of out of the grenade launcher and
Just
rocket
means
launcher
that some
meta.
people don't need to get 10% better. That's all.
I don't think 10% linear fusion rifle damage is gonna pull the grenade launcher meta out, but maybe it do. Maybe it do. I don't think so. I don't think it's 10%.
Probably not. Probably not, but it'll be nice to see some different strategies being utilized more often.
I don't think linear fusion is ever going to come back because people are bad at aiming. So as long as div is dead, linear fusion is dead.
I mean, div's not really dead. Div is still useful.
You're right. But unless the combination of div and linear is stronger than grenade launcher, linear's not coming back because people can't aim the gun.
That's true.
People can't blow themselves up with a linear fusion rifle, though.
Yep.
Yeah, but you can miss every shot and die to a fucking enrage.
Yeah, true. True. All right, glaives. I hate glaives.
Yeah,
but you know what? We're going to talk about them anyways.
Okay.
So
man, I hope Gamer's not on the podcast. She's going to be mad at me for saying that.
All right, so they're doing an increase to the aim assist, aim magnetism, and damage fall off ranges across the board for all glaives. They're improving the projectile hit registration. That always has been kind of weak. So that is actually a nice thing to see. Increase the baseline effects of all stat values for handling speeds, magazine size, projectile speed, and reload speed. All of that is actually kind of nice. Glaives have always been really slow in their reload, so that's nice to see that they're finally changing that a little bit.
That's why I love. I got the Dawning Glaive with what's the like
amplifier?
No. The melee reload. When you kill somebody with
Grave
a melee, there it is. Thank you.
Yeah,
With grave robbers, so you just like stab somebody in the face with your glaive melee, and it reloads it. Oh, it's so nice. I mean, I don't use it, but it makes me. It makes me hate glaives a lot more.
You know, I grinded out
a lot less.
This one perk on a glaive. It's really nice, but I've not used it since I got it. It's just sat in my vault.
That's actually legitimately true. The only time I used it is
I think it's really nice anyway. My vault likes it.
No. Listen, I was grinding the Dawning Weapon perk to get my gilded thing for the Dawning Triumph, whatever the fuck it's called. And I was in Grasp of Avarice, and it was really nice. I was using the glaive at some point because I had 3 Dawning Weapons, Avalanche, the glaive, I forget the name of it, and Stay Frosty. Probably. I don't know. Anyway, I had 3 of them. So when I'd switch to the glaive, fire off a couple shots, stab one of those bastards in the face, it reloads. I think there's probably a clip on my chat where I was actually surprised that Grave Robber worked with Glaive Melee because I thought it was broken. Because I was like, that's fucked. That's crazy. I love it. Anyway, so I didn't have to reload.
Nice, yeah.
Anyway, so my point is reload did suck. Reload is the reason that glaives suck.
Yeah.
It takes so fucking long to reload that gun.
It's insane how long.
It's like reloading a hand cannon in year 1 with no reload perks.
Don't remind me.
A 120.
I still have nightmares. And then final hit of the melee combo deals double damage. This hit also inflicts much more damage on, or much more flinch on PvE combatants. So some nice changes to the glaives coming in. Definitely like that reload speed. Definitely going to be the number one thing there.
Yeah.
Never really worried about projectile speed. That was always in a pretty okay place. Aggressive frame fusion rifles. Lots of changes coming here. Aggressive frames now fire 3 bursts of 4 pellets. Increasingly widespread. Increased minimum damage when fully outside from fall off range from 45% to 65%. Increased range fall off. Start by 4 meters relative to normal fusions. Increased range fall off end by 3 meters. And increased damage versus minors and majors by 15%. So again, some nice changes here. I haven't really used an aggressive frame fusion in a long time.
I mean, you don't main Coriolis Force?
No, surprisingly enough, I do not.
It's almost like it's bad or something.
Yeah, crazy. Who would have thought? But yeah, that especially that minimum damage. Interesting choices there. Support frame auto rifles. Essentially, they're doing some changes to no hesitation. No hesitation remains close to its original behavior with this change that's coming with all the other auto rifles. Range now increases how far away you can heal another guardian.
Cool.
All right, Greener, I want you to strap in. Make sure you're safe. You're firmly seated in your chair. About to deliver you some bad news. Continue.
Talking the nerf, the rocket assisted sidearms.
Rocket assisted sidearms. This is the one thing I was afraid of that they were eventually going to do. It makes sense. They've been so good for a while, so sad to see it go. Reduce PvE detonation damage by 45%. Good. Yes, I agree. Good. I hate it, but it's good. Increased PvE impact damage by 100%.
Good.
Reduced aim assist fall off. Maximum distance by 8 meters.
Good.
Reduced magnetism fall off and maximum distance by 8 meters.
Good.
Reduced damage by 30% versus bosses, vehicles, and mini-boss targets.
Giga good.
And specifically for Buried Bloodlines, body shot damage, it is unaffected. Critical damage, hit damage is buffed by 8%.
The fucking champ.
The range stat was vestigial to the weapon subfamily, so we've removed it.
Yes, which means your range stat, and if you had a range masterwork on this all this time thinking it was giving you more range, no, it wasn't doing shit.
Yep.
Basically useless. I love it.
Yep.
Vestigial means that it's useless. It does nothing.
Yep.
Why would they use that word? I need to know this information.
I don't know.
Why didn't they just say the range stat was useless to this weapon subfamily? Who uses the word vestigial?
I don't know. But yeah, so if you have a range masterwork, it's just going to be changed to something that's more appropriate for it.
Give me reload masterwork.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, reload would be better.
What else would I need? All right, hold on a second. So there's something I noticed about this TWID and our time. There is way too much stuff on here to keep reading it at this pace.
I can go faster.
Well,
Look, listen, Greener. There's only 43 more weapons to go.
Yep.
I think we need to pick what's important on here.
I will go for Darcy. Darcy has
Okay.
some nice changes going to it. So Darcy, they've added a new catalyst perk. Essentially, all it's doing is it's going to improves the recoil function and target acquisition, stacks up to ×5, and you get the buff to Darcy as well. So basically, you're going to be buffing other sniper uses as well as yourself as it gets used.
We got our Galahorn sniper rifle, baby.
Keep in mind that this is only going to affect special ammo snipers because every heavy ammo sniper is an exotic.
Yep. Darcy is also getting plus 15% damage after granting 5 stacks to a teammate, which is also another really nice thing for Darcy. Let's see, Darcy. They touched Telesto, which can only mean that something is going to break.
Oh no.
That's all I'm gonna say about Telesto, but something bad is gonna happen now. They decided to touch the Queenbreaker for some reason. I mean, I can't imagine why. It's not like it's 100% definitely the most used linear fusion rifle that's exotic in the game right now. Quicksilver Storm, they're buffing it after they did a big nerf on it. So reduced shots required to trigger a rocket by 17%. So get that rocket a little bit faster. They're doing some stuff to Fourth Horseman. They're basically reducing the fire rate slightly to make it easier to get your spread onto the target.
Fuck you, fucking lag switchers.
And then one thing that's nice that I can kind of combine, so Cloud Strike and Thunderlord are getting a nice little change in which, as you're getting precision kills, it's going to drop a Thunderstorm right on top of them.
I mean, it already does that. The lightning strike is going to generate bolt charge, so you're going to be able to get your bolt charge faster to have another AOE fall down along with the regular lightning bolts you already get from them. Yeah,
so that's some nice changes to Cloud Strike and Thunderlord.
Okay. I wanted to ask about this range increase for Acreus. Do we care about this?
Not particularly. I mean, it is a nice little increase, so that way you don't have to be up, like a boss's ass to be able to get all the shots off, but it is a nice little improvement just to make sure that you're getting that, especially with that 33% decrease in the angle spread, definitely allows for a little bit more.
Does anyone use Acreus in Crucible?
No, but that's not where this change is going to.
I'm just wondering. I was just wondering.
Yeah.
99% of the time, if you're 99% of the time, if you're using Acreus for boss damage, you're doing it from inside a well, and so you're probably up on the boss's nuts anyway.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's cool. It's also not really necessary. Same thing with the 33% reduced spread angle.
All right, weapon perks.
Yep, made some changes to some weapon perks, made things more relevant. Less relevant.
Don't just skip the first one.
Destabilizing. Clearly, you want to talk about this one. Destabilizing rounds. Now grants volatile rounds for 2 seconds if any targets are hit by the volatile burst, and reduced internal cooldown from 4 seconds to 1.5 seconds.
Finally, some parity with the other elemental perks. Now, I would have done this the other way around and given all of the elemental perks an internal cooldown of 4 seconds, but I hate fun. So
basically they're making destabilizing rounds is the void elemental perk is getting stronger in comparison to the jolt shot.
They're setting up a situation where if you're not taking destabilizing rounds on your void gun, you're just fucking throwing.
That too. So I'm gonna bust out my what is it I have? Hold on, I can't remember. You can keep talking for a second while I find it.
Yep. Couple other perk changes here. So we got full court. Now scales the detonation and burn damage of area denial GLs. Then ambitious assassin, remove both multi-kill and reload timers. And then flash counter. Reworked to read taking damage after guarding emits a disorienting blast. No longer requires a timed input or melee to trigger, and then deals moderate damage in a large cone in front of you.
I think this is going to be great for, depending on how much damage the cone does, this will be great for enemies that telegraph melees or bosses that telegraph melees. Like, you could go into Crota and just be like, he's going to swing, so I'm going to block and get an extra hit in, right? Depending on how much damage it does.
Yeah.
Or, you know, you could potentially blind a champion. And a barrier champion throws down, and you could potentially blind them as part of this. So.
Yeah. That could definitely be very, very useful if you want to bring a sword into a GM.
I can foresee some stronghold builds coming to the fore now because of this.
Yeah. I forgot about strongholds. They do exist. They were a lot of fun back in the day, so it'd be nice to see them come back. All right. Moving on, we're going to talk about some weapons that are coming out with Nightfall. We got Lotus Eater, which is a void rocket-assisted sidearm.
This is the updated perk pool, by the way, that they have listed here.
Yep. So we got some nice little perks.
Yeah,
in
they
there.
had to put the only perks in that mattered.
Yeah. We're getting Palindrome coming back. That'll be a nice gun to get back. I didn't get the my favorite roll of it yet.
I think people are stoked about this coming back, to be honest.
Yeah.
People have been
No,
talking
they're
about
not.
it for a while. Why?
No, they're not.
Why? Because the people that
The
have the
perk
good
pool,
ones.
the perk pool is garbage. The
It-
people
it-
that
it
were
is
excited
pretty
for this were PvP people.
Okay.
All right.
Isn't that
But
what
this-
Palindrome is good for?
Yes, but this perk pool is not particularly good for PvP.
Oh, okay. I see.
bad.
Now-
It's not great. Although, no, it's not great. We do have 2 redacted perks, so we'll see what those are later.
Yeah,
Hopefully
maybe they're the
good.
magic perks that everyone wants, Rex.
Let me also point out for those of you on the Arc Palindrome perk pool hate, the fact that you like the old Void Palindrome so much, given the fact that its perk pool in the current sandbox is absolute cheeks for PvP as well, says a whole lot about your short fucking sightedness. Get over it. Your palindrome, your old Void Palindrome has good stats, but it has garbage perks, so it's trading out garbage for fucking garbage. Greener's getting ready to take off his headphones, but I'm not going to yell, so it's fine.
Oh, no. My hat was getting hot.
Okay. Going over to Vanguard Ops, we've got Cynosure, Strand, aggressive rocket launcher.
Okay, who cares?
It's
Yep.
a rocket. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
another one. Yay.
Until there's
Congratulations.
4,000 rocket perks on the next artifact, and then people will care.
That's
Gambit, Backfang, Arc, Rapid Fire, Glaive. Will pair nicely with all those nice glaive changes coming in.
I'm
Just
interested
your
to see what their
standard
redacted
perks,
perks are,
though.
though.
Nothing's fancy. Then Crucible, we already kind of saw this one earlier, but Yoxer's Longsword, Void Heavy Burst Pulse Rifle. Some really nice perks in there. Definitely see this being a really good pulse rifle, especially really powerful in PvP. We got some weapons leaving soon. Undercurrent, the Prophet, Reese Walker, and Lethal Abundance, all leaving in the next. Well, one of them already left yesterday, or is leaving.
2 of them.
I don't know. It's leaving soon.
Well, this is the last week.
Yeah, it is the last week. Yeah.
Let's
After
see.
Iron Winners.
Undercurrent, Cheeks, Prophet, Cheeks, Reese Walker, Cheeks,
Weeks.
Lethal Abundance, also Cheeks. All right.
Yep.
So no one cares. I agree
Yep.
with that. I agree with that. And I don't know what I'm talking about.
Lastly, we get Game to Give. 2025 having officially kicked off. You got a nice little emblem down there, Dark Hero emblem. Really nice.
This is
really
what I
cool.
was talking about. This heart here.
Yeah.
I thought it would
Well,
be
that'd be
cooler
cool.
than maybe the other one.
This would be a better choice, especially if you're going to put it on your chest. for sure.
Why? Why is that?
This will look good. This will
You
look perfect.
You didn't think the other one would?
I like this better.
Ah, fuck. Now I have to do it.
Yeah.
I gotta do what Rec tells me to do. Well, I have to do it either way.
If you don't want to do the squared off heart and do a regular heart with a symbol in the middle, that'd be fine. That'd be kind of weird though. I would just do the squared off heart like it is in here.
Fine. Yeah. And the black is, yeah, the artistic thing is cool. I think it's neat. All right, cool.
Cool. Then we got a couple videos just showing off like an emote and a sparrow. Nothing fancy.
Vroom.
Vroom, vroom.
Sorry, I can't help. I love that. Every time I click it and it goes vroom. I literally say vroom.
I own it,
vroom.
but I'll never put it on.
Oh, come on.
Yep.
Grumpy motherfucker.
Rect hates fun.
Moving along, we got some cool stuff here. Just, some nice little artwork going on. New emblem again. The boom crash swoosh. That'll be cool. Then we get all the things you can pay for. So, Covalence, pretty nice one. We got Van der Waals Force, and Above and Beyond, which that one's pretty cool as well.
This was the original heart that I had thought to do, but yeah, I think Rect is right. Anyway, I think this one's better. Somebody else suggested this in the Game to Give Discord, and I was like, oh shit! Now you've got me questioning my life choices. And now that Rex says it's better, I think that's pretty much said and done right there.
When you get that shit in color and they gotta fill that whole heart in, that's gonna fucking hurt.
We're gonna do a small tattoo this time. All right. Nothing's gonna hurt as much as that bad boy on my. It's gonna be right here, and it's gonna be like that big. That's it.
Looks like he's gonna put it right over his nipple, and it's gonna be nipple sized.
Oh yeah, right there. But no. It's gonna go right above it, right on my chest, and it's gonna be no bigger than like this.
Yep. All right. Moving on, we got a nice shirt here, kind of supporting the LA fires that have been going on.
I'm not gonna lie. When I first saw this shirt, I was like, did Bungie seriously put a palm tree on fire on their shirt? But then I realized it wasn't actually on fire. It's just the color of the highlighting.
That would have been fucking wild.
That would have been. Well, that would have been something else.
Mind you,
something else.
During the Australian wildfires back at when Shrouded was pretty young, we did we tried to make a shirt. It was such a bad design now that I think about it, but it was like a fireman saving kangaroos and koala bears, like from a raging inferno behind him. Nobody bought. No, we didn't sell one. So
you're gonna just putting out a shirt for the Australian wildfires. It's just a fucking koala on fire running around.
That was.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know.
What the shit?
Don't worry about it.
It's fine.
Just throw it in my basement.
Oh dear.
I was just thinking that.
Anyways, so $15 minimum per donation or per purchase goes to donation. They don't
by the way,
fully just yet how much they're going to.
The way this one works is you can donate. The Bungie Foundation has a main page on Game to Give that you can donate directly to. That's the only place you can find this incentive is on their page. You can't find it like on our page or any other content creators page. That's not how this one works. They added it too late in the game for that, like it to exist. So if you want this and you want to help support the fires in California, you have to go to their main Game to Give page for the Bungie Foundation, and you can donate through there. Yep. You can find it.
All right. And we got a nice little bit of artwork for Revenant.
It's their new display that they've done, which we actually have. I stole this art when they released it and made a gamepad with it, or a desk pad. So I was like, now it feels wrong that they're selling it.
I stole your art fair and square. How dare you make merch of it?
I didn't care when they weren't selling anything with this on it, but as soon as they put something up for sale, I was like, oh wait, this is it. Anyway, I don't feel that bad because nobody bought it, even though I thought this was a sick fucking gamepad. Like better than the ones I've made.
It would make a very cool one.
Hmm?
Going down to the bottom, we got just 2 cool emblems real quick. So we got
Those are the new creator emblems, yeah.
Yep, prismatic vaporware, and then artifacting signal. Excuse me.
This one's for people, artists of the week, so people that do art and get picked. This one's for the movie of the week, which I think this fits movie of the week really well. The play button and the glitchy way it is. I think that's neat. This one less art, but it's still a really cool ending. This feels more like Neo Muna like aesthetic to me.
I do agree with that. With that, I do think you should show off the artwork of the week.
It's up right now.
Yeah, it's right there. Yep.
That's fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Who does this shit?
Fucking nerds.
Who did do it? Was a Cosmic Star, but
By Starlight Designs.
Oh, it's like an actual design place.
And it lights up if you go to their site.
I'm there now. That is a terrible picture of it.
Yeah.
Are they trying to sell this shit? Because that's the worst fucking photo I've seen of anything in my life. This looks like a fucking Hellgas with green eyes from the PlayStation Killzone game, like hovering over an aquarium.
Listen, Guardians are xenophobic monsters, so it's fine.
Whatever, I guess.
Yep.
Terrible photo.
And yeah, that's it. That's the end.
That's it. That's everything. Oh my god.
There's the movie of the week, but we don't care about that.
No pet pictures.
No pet pictures. Fail, chat, fail. This has been the longest podcast in the history of podcasts. Oh my god. I kind of knew it coming in because it was such a big fucking meaty shit. But gosh, damn it, chat. All right, let's wrap this shit up though so we can get out of here.
I got no plugs because the stuff I would plug are happening tomorrow before this is even going to be out. So
yeah, if you're not signed up for the Fall Guys thing and you're watching live, go sign up for Fall Guys or at least show up tomorrow, 1:00 Eastern.
Crimson Doubles announcements will be dropping here pretty soon for next month though.
Ooh, oh yeah, it is February, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. It's time for SGC Crimson Days. I'm gonna go get another logo made up for it. By the way,
you don't like the old one?
I like the old one fine, but I want a new one.
Okay, all right, fine, whatever. You can do whatever you want. I like logos; they're cool. We can do more with them.
Devilito, if you show up, then you can play.
You know that artist that you gave me the information for?
Yeah.
Yeah, they tried to give me AI art.
Did they?
Mm-hmm.
But that was
you want me to show you?
Yeah, let's see the slop they gave you.
I wanted them to create a new Extra Life logo for me.
Who'd you end up going to? Somebody else, or did you do that one yourself?
No, I said, look, motherfucker, this is AI. Give me real art. He didn't say anything, but 2 days later, he sent me something else, which kind of sucked. I'm probably not going to use it, but...
listen, when you're... Devilito, if you show up, you will and play, then you'll be in all the things. Don't worry about it. And you'll also get the points.
Hold on a sec, I gotta sign in.
I always worry that when you go with, somebody from Etsy or somebody from Fiverr that you're going to get that, especially these days. So I try to look for people that say in their ad, whatever. The only reason I gave that guy a shot is because he was having a sale at the time, which said to me, is there a high chance that he's going to send some AI slop back my way? Yes. But when he sent me the final on what I sent to you for the Fall Guys logo, and I was like checking it out for the usual. So
this is what he sent me for Extra Life. And I gave him an Extra Life. I gave him a Shrouded logo and an Extra Life logo, and I said, put them together. Where the fuck did these guns come from?
That coloring is obviously AI artifacting.
Yeah, look at the
low poly on the text.
Yeah. And then look at this dice right here. Look at this dice block.
Yeah,
something's not right here.
Yeah, and then just some of the stuff, the fact that the crown is not. Anyway, there's a bunch. And he gave me a bunch of examples, and I'm like, "What the fuck is this? Like, what is this? What is this? This? What is all of these artifacts of dog shit all over the designs? What is this mouth? Like, what are these? Are these chess pieces? Like, who the fuck knows, right? Anyway, hold on, I'm gonna stop sharing just because I don't know if there's anything important in here, but I literally said...
Was his follow-up at better?
I'll show you the follow-up in a minute.
Sloth, some random person from Etsy that I used for the Fall Guys logo. To be AI for the one that I got.
I actually sent it back, and I this is what I sent back to him. And I was just like, question mark, like, what is all this shit? Anyway, this is what he sent back to me, and I was like, yeah, fine, it's worth $25 or whatever it costs. But it's probably AI too. Oh yeah, it definitely is. Now I'm looking at it. No, it's better. But it doesn't scream Extra Life, that's for fucking sure. I gave up at this point. No. This is what he came back with the next time. At least the chess pieces are chess pieces, and the dice are dice. But it's not very Extra Lifey.
No.
Anyway, I walked away after this one. I just said, yeah, that's good enough. See ya. And it didn't, because it was on sale when you sent it to me, like, it didn't cost me enough money for me to worry about it.
Sure.
Yeah. Anyway, I just didn't want you to go back to them and, like, him try to fuck you over too. So just be careful if you use that again.
I only pulled the trigger because it was at the time I did it was only like $15. So
yeah, okay.
It's like whatever.
That one cost me $25.
It's not my usual. Like, I have some artists on Etsy that I've worked with multiple times.
Yeah.
All the way back from before AI was really a thing that I would go back to, but is what it is.
Yeah. All right, though. Yeah. It doesn't look horrible. Yeah, I mean the second design is fine. It's not extra. It's not.
This segment is so good for the audio listeners. Sorry, audio listeners.
Yeah, whatever. Audio listeners, watch a video once in a while.
You should send me. Kidding. You should send me those pictures, and I can use them as part of the thumbnail.
We've used AI thumbnails before, though.
I have.
Yeah.
But I don't try to disguise them as anything.
No.
It's clearly AI.
Yeah, even the AI that I've used in the past, like, I've used AI to give me ideas, and then I have somebody actually make the art. So it's real art. I've done it for multiple things. The 6th anniversary logo, the ideas from it were AI. The Deskpad logo, the Player of the Week Deskpad logo, the ideas from it were AI. But I gave those ideas to somebody and said, can you make this properly? And they do. And you can tell that they put effort. Well, probably not much effort. It's probably really easy to do computer graphics. That's simple. But anyway, I can't think of anything else I ever used AI for ideas for. there may be something. I wouldn't hide it if someone asked. We should go. It's late. Okay, so the last thing, just gonna reiterate, Game to Give is going on for another couple weeks. If you want to donate, get yourself a hoodie, get some emblems, get a dust pad, a game pad, lots of cool emblems, lots of there's emotes, sparrows, lots of things, and you're helping kids, and it's awesome and it's amazing. Bungie Foundation. Check out the link there in chat. We're currently at $12,103. Big shout out to Orchid for dropping another hundo while we were sitting here. That's it. We'll be talking more about the Game to Give campaign moving forward. We might even do another stream before the end of it that's dedicated to that. So that could be fun. That's it, everybody. If you're watching on YouTube or listening on a podcast, I'll put the link to all that stuff in the description. Please go ahead. Yes, get Dark Hero emblems and trade them to me for merchandise.
Sloth, there's a stream tomorrow.
That works. There's a cat stream tomorrow after the Fall Guys thing, which I'm not ready for, and I won't have time to get ready for because I'll be playing in the Fall Guys tournament. So it might be late. Pretty good.
Start the cat stream early and just pull Fall Guys into it. It'd be great if you had to go take shots while you're in the middle of a round and you lost because of it.
Maybe I'll put up Game to Give incentives to make me jump off the side.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be good too. Might be fun. We'll see. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna bounce. Thanks so much for watching episode 94. Was it?
Yeah, 94.
94 of This Week at Shrouded. It was a long one, beefy information. I'm glad you all stuck around to watch and listen. And we will see you again next week. I was your host, Ed Greener. Thanks to Dunk. Thanks to Mr. Rec for being here. And we're out.
Get the fuck out of here. Go home.
Have a good one.